They say if you stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning, you can see him. Or should I say it? Of course, I'm not one for ghost stories or anything like that, so just to show how stupid it was, I decided to sneak out at exactly 1 o'clock, and take a video recorder to have proof. I got my jacket and my flashlight to bring with me and stored it all under my bed. I did some research on how to attract the creature and how to avoid it, that is if I did encounter it, which I knew I wouldn't. Finally, 1 o'clock came and I put on my coat and checked the batteries in my flashlight and video camera. When I was ready to go, I slowly and quietly crept out of my house, careful not to wake my parents. I had some woods behind my house, so I figured the best place to set up was there. I had found nothing during my research telling how to attract the creature or what it looked like, making me believe even more it was a fake. So I planned to just walk around the middle of the woods until about 5 a.m. When I was halfway to the woods, I realized I'd forgotten my watch. And my damn video recorder didn't show time. I had no way to tell it and now I was wasting it. I started walking to my back door, when I heard a rustling in the trees. I figured it was just a bird and kept going. It seemed like my house was getting further and further away. That was strange because I hadn't even gone about a foot deep into the woods when I started heading back to my house. Then I heard a rustling in trees again, and this time, there was a soft, low whisper. I felt a shiver run down my spine and I dropped my flashlight and started running. My house seemed so far away now I couldn't even see it. The rustling became louder and closer to the ground, as well as the whisper from above. I was panicking, and out of breath. Every time I got close to my house, it seemed to stretch farther and farther away with each leaping step. I lost my footing and fell, my face landing in a big pile of mud. My heart was racing. I pushed myself up off the wet patch of ground, and wiped the mud off my face. The first thing I saw was the ugliest face I'd ever seen. It had no eyes, but it had a mouth, the most disturbing grin I'd ever beheld. It had no ears, but it had teeth, the sharpest, ugliest, most twisted teeth I have ever seen. It had no nose, but it had a tongue, the longest, slimmest one I'd ever observed. I felt, for what I think may be the first time in my life, true fear. Fear that shook my core. Fear that you couldn't describe. I saw my terror in that grin. That demonic, morbid grin. My eyes were glued to it. Then it leaned in closer to my face. Its breath didn't reek as I expected it to. Instead, it had no smell at all. It was close enough now so I could make out what it was whispering. "Say cheese." The whisper became a deafening scream, and repeated over and over again, that shriek piercing my ears. I knew death was near. But the strangest part of all is that I noticed my face felt different. I noticed I was grinning.